Welcome back to the Dry Fire Journal. This is day 75, and I am on the road doing some REDHAWK work this weekend, and a friend of mine has graciously let me film inside of his shop. I'm also going to be traveling soon for some family stuff, so I'm going to preload a few videos for the next few days. So I'm going to pre-record some stuff. Normally, I try to film these once a day, every day, so that you know what I'm practicing, and maybe you can join in with me. But I'm going to cheat for the next few days for family's sake and pre-film some. So what we're going to talk about is our trigger and talk about releasing it. Here's something you might not have thought of. But first, I want to show you that I have a clear 365 XL. You can tell it's clear because of my barrel block all the way through the barrel, all the way in the chamber, and nothing can get in because the barrel block is there. And you can get your very own by going to blocksafety.com, BLOK safety.com. And the cool part is if you enter the code REDHAWK at checkout, you get 15% off your entire order. It's a great company with great people. Get yourself one. We're going to talk about trigger and release. Here's something you maybe haven't thought of. We've talked about the need to be able to press trigger, and I'm going to just work the slide really quickly to actuate my trigger. We've talked about how we don't want to, work on reset because that's slow and methodical and adds way too many steps and doesn't really work very well. How we want to release our trigger only to the point of here. We want to not lose contact with the trigger. So what I want you to do is I want you to make your trigger dead. So it's completely dead. And what I want you to do is think about not how quickly you can press 1, 2, but how quickly can you press the shot and then release. After you press your trigger, can you bounce the trigger back out? Why am I using the word bounce? Because this is what we use for holster work too. So, can you bounce the trigger out, and how quickly can you get your index finger to do this motion? What I find is that once I practice this more than a couple of times, I start to feel some tension right along this side of my index finger. And I think it's because I'm using muscles differently than I normally do. So perhaps, again, the whole Dry Fire Journal, every single one of these videos is just a glorious experiment. So perhaps something we should be curious about is, do we need to build greater muscle activity, twitch, speed, whatever you want to talk about, strength, I don't know, more muscle stuff to be able to release our trigger faster so that we can get back on the second shot, third shot, fourth shot, fifth shot. Because if all we think about is the rearward motion, then we're missing half the equation. Is there something here to consider? I think there is. So let's be curious together. Try this out and leave me a comment and let me know how it works for you. And I'll see you tomorrow.